We're now more than a week into Joe Biden's presidency. There are certainly things to criticize. For example, Joe Biden said $2,000 checks are going out right away if Democrats win the 2 Georgia seats. They haven't. Now it's not clear exactly what will be in the COVID relief bill. It's not exactly clear when that is going to be happening. So there's no question that there are criticisms here. But if we take a sort of fair and comprehensive approach to the question, how does Joe Biden's first week compare to Donald Trump's 4 years? I would make the case, and I would feel confident making it, that Joe Biden has done more good in his first 8 or 9 days in office, 8 days in office, I guess it's been, than Donald Trump did in his entire 4 years. A lot of this has to do with the virus, the coronavirus task force being invigorated, bringing in actual qualified doctors, increasing vaccination. We're already up to 1.2 million vaccines a day. Figuring out where are these discrepancies in terms of vaccines, getting vaccines out to people, number of vaccinating locations going up dramatically, starting to be very clear about the possible trajectory of the virus. That alone is absolutely huge. But then you look at pausing the arms sales to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, reversing a lot of the bad decisions made by Donald Trump, including Joe Biden getting us back into Paris climate, back into the WHO, reversing the trans-military ban, working to promote racial equality through executive orders after Donald Trump did whatever he could to get rid of any executive orders that said, hey, we should really look at this or we should really look at that. Starting to actually put together some potential progress on immigration, which has been it's not just that the discussion's been fraught, but it's been such a failure under the Trump administration. Looking at environmental regulations that are put back in when they were ones Trump undid via executive order, but also canceling Keystone XL pipeline. I mean, I could go on and on and on with the list, but the amount that he has been able to do in these first 8 or so days really is more of a counterbalance to Donald Trump's 4 years than I could have ever imagined. And my promise to you, when Joe Biden, even before Joe Biden won, and then when he won, and then when he was confirmed by the Electoral College and when he was inaugurated, is that we are going to keep Joe Biden accountable to the promises that he made. But when Joe Biden does things that are good, I'm going to tell you that he did good things. It doesn't mean he's perfect. It doesn't mean the Democratic Party is now a bastion and beacon of progressivism. It simply means that sometimes presidents do things that are good, and they should be applauded for that. And I think what has been most fascinating to see about this is that the country seems to see it. Joe Biden's first approval rating, 63%, higher than Donald Trump's approval rating at any time during his presidency. Remember that Donald Trump never even hit 50% at any time during his presidency in presidential approval. Joe Biden already at 63%, 69% approval of Joe Biden's handling of coronavirus in these early days, 81% approval of Joe Biden's federal mask mandate and national mask sort of request, I think is the right way to call it. So we are in a very polarized situation. 25, 28, 30% of the country is off the deep end in terms of radical, ignorant politics, as I call it. So when you consider that, these really are very, very good numbers for Joe Biden. And we are going to continue tracking his promises and what he does. But the first 7, 8, 9 days, I am very pleased with. And yesterday we had a voicemail from a Bernie supporter who said, I voted Bernie, but I have to tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised by a lot of what's going on. And I do believe that in terms of the most pressing thing, what's happening with vaccinations is excellent. And I hope that we can soon be at 2.5 million vaccines a day. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. One of the things I make a priority on the show is not to perpetuate stigma for things that don't deserve it. We've talked about mental health. We've talked about many things where we should all just be respectful adults, period, and we would be better off. And Blue Chew can increase performance and give you that extra confidence you may be looking for. BlueChew.com. Blue Like the Color Blue is the first chewable with the same FDA approved ingredient as in Viagra and Cialis. It can be taken day or night, even on a full stomach, since it's chewable. Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed doctors. You don't have to go to a doctor's office. You don't have to wait in line at a pharmacy. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, it's cheaper than a pharmacy. And best of all, no more awkwardness. We've got a special deal for our viewers and listeners. Go to bluechew.com. Get your first shipment free when you use our promo code Pakman. That's Pakman. Pay just $5 shipping. That's BLUE chew.com. Promo code Pakman to try it totally free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice. And we thank them for sponsoring the David Pakman Show.